Welcome to the ChiChat Podcast, a podcast dedicated to encouraging, inspiring, motivating, and uplifting women. Around the table, we have Yolanda, Ebony, and Katrina. Okay, now let's get into some chit-chat. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the ChiChat Podcast, where we are dropping some tea and sipping on our coffee. Welcome back. I know it's been a while since you've seen your girls. You see your girls still bullish, shaking and popping up in this piece, okay? Excited. Just excited before we get into any topics. I got to check on my sweeties. Your girl here is at a number 5. No, matter of fact, no, I'm at a 5. No, I'm at an 8 today. I'm past 5, okay? You girl excited. Going today.
I'm at a, I would say I'm at an 8.9.
Come on, girl. My goodness, y'all got me up here wanting to be at an 8, but with this eye situation, I'm still at a 5. I'm only at a 5.
Yeah. Look, this audience, y'all gotta pray for our girl Katrina, okay? Katrina is going through a little bit with her eyes. Y'all pray for our girl, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now our topics for today, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the verdict. Your big verdict, where we had our big win finally, the George Floyd and that crazy Derek Chauvin, that verdict. We're going to discuss that. We're going to talk about the TV show Teen Mom. I have my thoughts about that, but we're going to talk about it. Money, and more money. The Dr. Dre situation with his ex-wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife. She wants $2 million a month. Excuse me. We're going to talk about that. And the Daunte Wright shooting. Very sad, and just the overall just meltdown from my standpoint with that. But we're going to talk about all of that. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the verdict. We finally got something. Now, me personally, y'all, I don't know if I want to call it justice yet, because he hasn't been sentenced yet. We all seen enough that these police officers, or well, that's mainly who seem to get away with it. When they kill one of us, then they get a slap on the wrist. Am I wrong here? Or is that what we're seeing?
No, that's pretty much what we've been seeing over and over again. That whole case was just, it was crazy, because it was such a high profile case, and the only thing I can think of is, like, and no disrespect to George Floyd and his family, because his case was very, it took that one case to kind of quote unquote change or bring about a change for Black people in the injustice system. However, I couldn't help but think about the many countless other cases that we heard nothing about. I don't know if y'all ever seen, like, all of the people that died from police brutality, and it's a lot of names that you have never heard before, and you're like, what? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of stuff has been swept under the rug, or just, you never really heard, never made it to, like, mainstream media like this case. And I felt really bad for I was going back, because I didn't watch the actual trial. I couldn't even watch it, like, because just listening, like, from when it happened, listening to that man literally crying for his life, begging for his life, it just did something to me. So I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch, because I know they will replay that stuff over and over and over and over again. And then with even more evidence coming out, like they said, the girl, I think it was like a 17-year-old that actually stopped and recorded it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, God bless her. She had to witness that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of stuff. Like, I really didn't want to watch it, but I did go back and look at it. When did I go back and look at? It was something about the tape. It was the police cam tape, and it showed, like, from start to finish, like, what happened. So I was just like, I didn't didn't watch the complete video, but I did see when they approached him and, you know, was talking to him and, you know, all that stuff like that. He was nervous from the start. And I'm just like, they kept saying, oh, he was big, he was, you know, muscles. He was like a gentle giant. The man was like, it wasn't like he was being like overly aggressive. But the thing I can't take is that they can be aggressive with you, but expect you to be calm. Like, and it just don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Right. Yeah. And then the whole point of him, he was already in handcuffs. Like, what is he gonna do already cuffed? You know. Yeah. And so I'm happy with the verdict. You're right, Yolanda. The sentencing.
Yeah.
When we'll see what happens with that, because who knows how long he's gonna get. Who knows what's gonna happen with this part. You know.
And you know,
is it truly justice right now?
Right. Yeah. And you know, one thing that I noticed when I was watching the trial, y'all know that I'm nosy. So I watched this trial from day. I even downloaded Court TV to make sure that I wasn't gonna miss not one thing about this. Okay. But his family, what a beautiful family. You know, his brother, Phalonis, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, sir. What a good person. You know, he stayed in prayer. The entire time, this man stayed in prayer. And I think that has a lot to do with it, because not saying that other people are not praying. That, you know, I don't know. We don't know. But I know that our Heavenly Father works miracles, that he does the unthinkable, and he stayed in prayer. That's what I can say about that. And so hopefully he will continue to stay in prayer. We all will continue to stay in prayer for justice, and praying that the judge don't give him a step on the wrist. You know, we need to be mindful that these people are getting away with murdering other people. These people have lives. These people have families.
Yeah. What
makes you so important that you can just go and hurt somebody and take somebody away from their family like that? That's insane, and it's crazy. And the fact that he sat up there, it seemed like to me he was smirking while he was doing it. Good job, jury. You found this dude guilty of what he's guilty of, and that was murder. And we thank you for standing up and doing what was right. Because so many other times in other cases, and like Ebony was saying, these people, they get no time. Nothing happens to them. And all these families who didn't get any justice, all these mothers who didn't get any justice for their kids being killed.
Yeah.
All these wives who didn't get any justice for their husbands being killed. Husbands for their wives, girlfriends, whoever. There's women right now being shot and killed by the police. The mess is insane.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we finally got at least one part right, one piece correct. Now, speaking on that, I want to talk about the Daunte Wright shooting. This lady been on the force for 26 years. How the hell do you not, excuse me, that just it upsets me. How the hell do you not know the difference between a taser and a gun? That makes no sense. You've been on the force for 26 years.
Isn't it like two different colors? Because their tasers are yellow, right?
Yes.
And even the weight of it should be different.
To me, even if it's not a different color or whatever, shouldn't they be on different sides of your body?
Yeah, that's the next thing I was thinking. It should be on different sides. So
it is.
They should be right there together where you would easily mistake it one for the other. So
right.
Yeah,
that is. I mean, I understand adrenaline might have been rushing or high or whatever at the moment, but to mistake a taser for a gun, it seems a little bit drastic. Because I'm like, the weight of it, just
the weight of it is there. But you know what? Like I did see that video. I didn't hear, like, because I saw that people were like talking about he called his mom, was like he was being pulled over or something like that because of an air freshener. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. At first, but then they changed the story.
Okay, so I'm just like, okay, but then it's like, okay, you could tase him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, if he's trying to flee, it's not like he was trying to harm her. He was just trying to flee.
Mm-hmm.
I assume, you know, from what I saw, he was just trying to flee. Because the thing is, it's just like black men, or just black people in general, are traumatized because our encounters with the police are not like others' encounters with the police. So in his mind, he was probably thinking, I don't know what might happen to me if I go with them. He was probably terrified. 20-year-old kid, like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it was really sad, you know, what happened to him. It really was. And the even saddest part about this whole thing is that her saying, oh crap, I just shot him, it's probably gonna get her off, because she's probably not gonna do a single day for what she did, because they're gonna use that in her defense as it was a mistake. It was a mistake. She pulled her gun by mistake. It was in the heat of the moment. It was a mistake. I don't think she's gonna get any time for that. I don't.
And that's terrible.
Mm-hmm. I don't think she's gonna get any time for that. Just based on her body cam, based on her saying, "Oh crap, I just shot him," and sounding like it was a mistake. So yeah, I don't think she's gonna get any time for that.
Yeah. 26 years on the force. This is what bothers me. I've been coding for 10. Let me get some codes wrong. Okay? This woman got the nerve to shoot a 20-year-old kid. And he's 20-year-old, he's a kid to us. A 20-year-old kid. Somebody's child. You've been on the force for 26 years. You don't know the difference between a taser and a gun, ma'am.
Right.
I've been, like I said, for 10 years. Half of what she's been a police officer. Let me not know the difference between hypertension and diabetes.
Right.
let me code the wrong stuff here and see, don't I get a mouthful from somebody?
Right.
Like what? And then she bailed herself out. Excuse me. There should be no bond, no bail. He can't come back to his family. How can you go back to yours?
She bailed herself out.
Yes, that's insane.
Oh wow.
That's insane. That's just like Ebony said, because of what she said.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She probably won't get any time. The mess is insane, but then let me go out and shoot somebody. There will be no question. My butt going to jail. Right then and there.
Yep.
It's been a few times I wanted. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm just kidding.
She's like, yeah, but no, but then yeah.
That was Yolanda, the author.
Right.
Her alter ego. Hello.
Yeah. But it's sad that this young man can't go back to his family, can't go back to his son. He was a father. He was somebody's brother. He was somebody's son, and then you don't know the difference after 26 years.
Yeah.
That's insane. Audience, leave us some comments. Let us know how you thinking about the situation. Do you think she's going to get off? What do y'all think? Y'all let us know. Do you think in the environment that we're in that they're going to charge her with something, or they already charged her, but they're going to convict her and sentence her to some jail time because of all the stuff we have going on, because of all the protests, because of all the rioting, because of all the hell that's breaking loose around in our country? What do y'all think? Or does that really just don't matter? Because see, some people feel like after a while, when we get tired enough, we're gonna sit down and be quiet. No, not this time. That's somebody's child. Just like we made a whole bunch of noise with Mr. George Floyd, we're gonna make some noise for him too. So we're not just gonna go sit down and be quiet. And for those of you who are on the right, talking the whole, or the left, or whatever y'all call it, who talk about a whole bunch of yin yang when it comes to these police, that you agree with them, shame on you. What about if it was your family? What about if it was your kid? I have a 20-year-old kid myself. And because of that, y'all, you know what? During my insomnia nights, y'all know your girl, look, I still suffer from insomnia, okay? Sometimes. Not as bad as before, but sometimes. writing during my insomnia moments, my mind goes to my window. Because, see, my son moved out. And my greatest fear is that somebody's going to come to my home in the middle of the night and tell me that my son is dead. I fear that. I fear when I'm driving down the street, a police get behind me. Me and my daughter both, you know, my little sidekick. Shout out to Lay.
Hey,
Because she's a faithful fan of the show, okay? She's watching.
Yes.
We both get nervous. Why is that? Shouldn't we feel protection when the police is behind us?
we should, but I mean, granted, the things, I mean, you know, if you take into account everything that you have seen, then, you know, it kind of makes it hard to decipher, you know, the good from the bad, because there are some good ones out here. I can't even lie. There are some good ones out here. Like, literally, I was pulled over one night on the way from class, and that police officer made sure I got home. He followed me all the way to my house and made sure I got home, and he kind of, like, you know, turned his lights on just to, I guess, say bye or whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, like, you know, there has been, I haven't had all bad encounters with police officers. However, I have had quite a few. And Lord, thank God he was covering me, because my mouth, in the heat of the moment, I'm just like mouthing off, you know, where I probably could have been, you know what I'm saying, arrested or what, or worse, you know. But it's just like, especially when I know I'm not wrong, and you're going to look at me and just say, well, whatever, you have to do what I say because, you know, I have this badge on. I mean, I literally told that car, I said, when you die, you ain't gonna take that badge. You're not gonna be no officer when you die, and you going to hell. I told he was so rude. He was so rude. And, you know, I'm glad that he didn't arrest me or try to, like, you know, do anything to me. But it's just like when you're in the heat of the moment, especially when you know you're not wrong, and they're trying to tell you you're wrong or whatever, then it's just like, you know, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because I think I've said it on here before about me getting pulled over recently. Like, I think it was sometime last year, and my daughter was with me, and she was, after it was over, she was like, "Mom, you immediately got an attitude with that lady," and I think I did, just because I just immediately went in defense mode, because I didn't think I was speeding or whatever she pulled me over for. But I just really, as soon as I rolled my window down and she come up to my vehicle, I think I already had an attitude, because I was just in defense mode. I didn't know if it was a female or a male that was coming to my window. It didn't matter to me. It was just the fact that it was some blue lights behind me and I needed to defend myself. Right. That's just how I felt. I gotta protect me and my babies in this car. Right. And so when she started talking to me, I was a little bit mouthy too. Yeah.
But this is why, you know, I feel like the way they talk to you is kind of like down, like they talk down to you. Some of them do, because they take that badge and they take that power trip, like they take it to the max, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'm gonna have to remind you that I'm an adult. You know what I'm saying? I'm an adult, and you're not gonna talk to me crazy. I understand you're an officer of the law, but I'm an officer of this law. This is my life, my law, my body. So let me let you know, you're gonna respect me, period. You know? So yeah.
Yeah, and even though they're officers, it still should be a certain way that they address you. Like, they shouldn't disrespect. Like, they don't want to be disrespected, regardless if they're an officer or just, you know, a regular citizen like we are. Yeah, everybody deserves respect. So if we all learn how to talk to one another, then maybe some of these things will just ease off anyway, you know?
Yeah. That's right. And just because you have on that badge and that suit that you wear, uniform, does not make you beyond human. You are equal to us. And not only that, but excuse me, all the tax money that we pay goes to you, goes to your salary. So we do deserve much more respect than you dudes and gals give. Okay? Now, you know what? Money. Now, a lot of people got some stimulus checks, and a lot of people got well, I guess that's it. Stimulus checks and some other stuff that people have gotten.
Forgiveness,
yeah. Mm-hmm. That makes me want to switch over to money. Now, y'all heard the story. I was just sitting here thinking about stimulus checks. Y'all heard the story about Dr. Dre and his beautiful ex-wife to be, Nicole Young. Excuse me, but she's asking for $2 million. Not a year, y'all. Not every 6 months. First of all, that's a lifetime for me. Just one sum. This lady wants $2 million per month.
Wow.
Money, and more money. Now, Dr. Dre.
Wait, a month?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, from what the story was told, from what I read, is that he offered her $2 million flat. $2 million. My God. You know what? I'm ready to wrong dude. $2 million flat out. I'll take it. While they settle out the divorce. See, never mind. I'm not going to go into that. Yes, I will. I will too go into that. My ex-dude ain't nowhere near $2 million. I wish to God he was. But anyhow, tell me, is that too much for a man like Dr. Dre? Now, in the climate we living in, for somebody to give the ex-spouse anything is too much because of all that we're going through. Even though people got stimulus checks and all type of stuff, it's still a lot. When we have an uncertain world right now. So with a man like Dr. Dre, is that too much? Is she asking for too much?
For a lot. I think it's a lot that she's asking for. But I mean, if she's certain to a certain lifestyle, maybe $2 million is in her budget every month.
God, boy.
For him to keep that. That is a lot though. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't imagine.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a, oh God, like you said, one like sum is $2 million. You give me $2 million, like I'm set for life.
Yes.
I'm set for life. So yeah, that's that.
But yeah, she's used to living off probably more than $2 million a year, maybe. I mean, she's got to be asking for $2 million a month.
Yeah, but then, you know what? I want to ask this question. Is it still his responsibility now that once they get a divorce? Because I've heard some people say that. Why does he have to be responsible for her lifestyle after the fact? Is it because he's the one who had her used to it? What y'all think?
I feel like, there's certain laws and stuff put in place. You know what I'm saying? Some more favorable to one side than the other. Mm-hmm. And of course, any man would say it's more favorable to our side than their side. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the reason is. First of all, I guess I gotta start here. What's the reason why they're getting a divorce? I guess that's the first, because that would determine how I'm thinking about this situation. Because if it was a situation where they just like grew apart and it was just like, it was a mutual agreement to not be together anymore.
Yeah.
Then I would say, no, he shouldn't be, responsible, 100% responsible for giving her this sounds so bad for what I'm about to say. Y'all don't.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You said what?
Giving her a parting gift, just a parting gift, will not be like a terrible thing. But know, what's the reason? Why are they not together anymore?
Well, word around town streets is that there's allegations of him cheating.
Okay.
And that's why this is why they're getting the divorce, because he allegedly has been cheating on her for many years.
Well, listen, let me tell you something. Walking like a dog, sis. Walking like a dog. Period. Listen. Walking like a dog.
I don't know. I just feel like either way, it doesn't matter the reason. They've been together, and she's used to a certain lifestyle. So if they're not gonna be together anymore, he should give her something. I don't know if it should be $2 million a month.
Yeah.
But I believe in alimony.
Mm-hmm.
I believe alimony is A-okay. So, but I don't think it has to be like his whole salary.
Right.
But he should give her something every month.
Yeah.
That's close to what she's used to.
Right.
Now she should eventually get to a point where she can help to sustain herself, I feel like, but yeah.
Well,
$2 million is a lot either way.
Do they have kids together?
Yes, they have how many children? 2 or is it 2? I think it's 2 children together.
Okay.
And each of them have separate children apart. But these children, that was also an argument that I heard too. The children are grown. They're adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
See, that's why nowadays people believe in those prenups.
You better believe it. Yeah.
But for the ones that's been together for a lifetime, like since high school or whatever, and then they make it big or whatever. Y'all have been together so long, and then now you're making it big, and you want to leave me? Yeah, you need to pay up.
But that's how it is. That's how it's. So now, when I think about stuff like that, and you know what, this is a good time to bring this up because we're talking about Black lives and police brutality and stuff like that. That's the issue that I have with Black men. Okay, because when they, in some instances, from what I've seen, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully because I don't want to offend anybody, but y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. I gotta say what I need to say.
Right.
In most cases, a lot of cases that I've seen where Black men will start out with the person that has held them down, has been there for them, has, put in all that time, to gain nothing in return. Because when they make it big, they want to jump ship and go to the other side or however, and it's just like, how do you expect, for women to be like okay with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you expect for someone to feel sorry, for some of the stuff that you're going through? It's like some stuff can be karma. Yeah. I really wholeheartedly believe that some stuff can be karma just coming back to you for the things that you have done previously, and my thing is like, you would not have access to some of these women had you still been in the same situation that you were in previously. So you should feel a type of way that this person would have looked twice at you before you made it to this status. Yeah. And now they're all for you. It's not genuine.
Slap in the face.
It is. It's a slap in the face. But then they will down Black women and say we're angry, we're this, we're that. But you want us to put our capes and stuff on to save you.
Right.
You want us to be on the front line advocating for you when you're getting shot down by the police and when you're being wronged and you're this. You want us to do all that and then you want us to take your abuse too?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Right.
It don't work like that.
Yeah. Right. Well, that is a whole heck of a lot of money, and I get everybody's point. Audience, y'all let us know how you feeling, how you thinking. I can tell you what. Now, like I said, if I was in that predicament, I would take the $2 million flat and wait for the divorce to be all done with and let the judge sort it out. Because see, I'm not a very confrontational person anyway. I'm sure that Dr. Dre is fighting against it. I'm sure they get into their little clashes. I'm not about that. Once we split, it's over with. You go on and I'm going to go on, and that's that. But God heaven knows how I wish I would have came across a rich dude, okay?
Oh Lord.
Now,
yes.
Now we're gonna keep on with the money situation. Just like I'm sure a lot of y'all, we love money too, okay? Now we're gonna talk about the series Teen Mom. Y'all know the show. What is it on VH1 or MTV?
It's MTV.
MTV, okay. Yeah. MTV's Teen Mom. Now it's a show about, for those of you who do not know, it's a show that profiles or follows teenage mothers from the time of their pregnancy on to the birth of the child. Okay. Now some people say, well, let's go with what MTV is saying, that they do the show to try to dissuade teenagers from having babies. Some of us realists, maybe I should have said that. Well, we do keep it real on this show. Some of us who look at the real aspects of things are saying that it actually makes kids want to have a baby because they spotlight them. You know how many kids want to be famous? All you have to do is have a baby at an early age, and then you on a TV show doing all sorts of interviews. You're making money. They pay these girls. They pay the family. You get awards, all sorts of stuff. One chick even started a porn thing, but we're going to leave out of that because this is daytime TV. We're not going to talk about that part. But now that we're in the environment that we're in, do you think that show? Do you think people would be, or kids would be more apt to want to be on the show because of the money, the uncertain future? Like a security blanket type thing. What do y'all think about that? Or does the pandemic and all actually change kids' minds about wanting to become parents? The police brutality, all this stuff. Are our kids now afraid to have babies?
I feel like they should be if they're not, because with the way stuff is going and the way this world is, it's just like you should. Me personally, I would be terrified to bring another child into this world because this world is just a mess. It's in shambles. I am a Teen Mom watcher. I started watching Teen Mom years ago when I was pregnant with London, as a matter of fact. Like, I just started watching that show because it was just then like coming out, or may not have been Teen Mom. It might have actually been 16 and Pregnant. Yeah, it was 16 and Pregnant. But then they went on from 16 and Pregnant to Teen Mom. And it kind of like followed just those few of those from the I guess like one season of 16 and Pregnant. It followed them, into the Teen Mom platform, and just started following them throughout their life and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say I feel like it glamorizes being a young mother, simply because, like you said, if there's anybody who's watching this right now and they have watched 16 and Pregnant, from 16 and Pregnant to Teen Mom, and you think about all the seasons of Teen Mom up until now, you have actually seen them grow. Not only seen their child grow, but you've seen them from living in little apartments to trailers to now full-blown houses. They're driving all these fancy cars. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. They went on to make businesses and stuff like that. Chelsea is my favorite one. I absolutely love Chelsea. I love Chelsea. Chelsea is my favorite one. I can't remember how you say her last name, but I love her. And her daughter's father was trash. No. Oh, he was trash. He treated her so bad. But Chelsea got on her. She leveled up and got her another husband that treated her like a queen. And I like to see that because she's not really tied into like all the drama and stuff like that. She, is about her family. I think she's had like 3 other kids since since that one child. But I mean, hey, she's married now, so
right.
It is what it is at this point. But yeah, but you know, some of them, their life is a mess. Like their life is a mess. There was one girl, Janelle, the one that was from North Carolina. Her mom, they would get into it like all the time. Like it shows like different aspects. I feel like it affects people differently. You know, you might see some people that might say, you know what, some kids that might say, yeah, let me go and get a child because I want to be on Teen Mom, or I want to, you know, I want to be able to have this and I want to be able to have that. But then the ones that's raised with sense would say, you know what, I'm not going to do that because I don't want my life to be like these people that we're seeing on TV.
Right.
So I guess it just all starts at home, like how you raise your kids, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't really seen the show too much, but do they show like everything? Like, because you know, with some reality shows, it's pretty much scripted anyway. So if they're showing them like, oh, you know, you got to get up all times of the night, and it's hard to stay awake during the day because your baby had you up all night, and that kind of stuff, that should deter them from wanting to have a baby early.
Right.
Yeah.
Pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know how the show goes, so
yeah,
I think it does glamorize it. Pretty much like any reality TV show, like Housewives and basketball. You know, all those shows. It shows a glamorous part and makes you, well, not me, but it could make some people say, you know what, I need to do this so I can be on a show like that.
Right.
To get paid, I'm gonna break the bank or whatever, you know. So some of these shows, I think they need to be careful how they put them out there, especially for teens. They you know, they're still growing. It's
right.
hard. They're at an age then where it's hard. They think they know everything at that age anyway. So it's kind of hard for parents to tell them, oh, this is a show.
Yeah.
You don't need to try to have no baby because they picked that person to be on the show. They ain't gonna pick you, or they might not pick you.
Right. Yeah.
Look at when I first started watching the show. Like I said, I started watching it when it was 16 and pregnant. So pretty much like the people from the first season, which they're considered Teen Mom OG. Their first kids are the same age as London, because literally I was watching that show when we were all pregnant at the same. And the only reason why I was watching that show is because I was terrified of labor, y'all. I was terrified of labor. So I just wanted to see how did it go. And it was one episode I watched, and one of the girls was screaming to the top of her lungs. I was like, Lord Jesus, Jesus, Heavenly Daddy, Heavenly Father, if you could please just cover me, Jesus. Just cover me from head to toe.
Yeah.
And then I ended up having a C-section, which was worse. Like, but hey, he's here now, so
yeah,
he ain't going back. So you know.
Yeah. I've had a C-section, girl. Oh, after the fact, it's crazy.
I had both, and I think my C-section, that was the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, can I just try to push them out?
Well, we don't want to scare anybody. We might have some pregnant fans watching. You'll be okay. Trust us, we all have babies. We're fine, okay? You will be just fine. We don't want to scare you.
Yeah.
But yeah. I can remember my daughter. I have a teen daughter. Well, we just talked about that a little bit earlier. My baby had a class where they let them take little doll babies home. Oh my God! And that doll baby is a trip.
Yes.
I found myself getting up helping out. But oh, so see, back then I ain't having insomnia. Okay, I want to get some rest. But so I found myself helping out with it. They're a mess. They're a trip. And thank God, I'm proud to say my baby has not had any babies. and she'll be 18 soon. So I'm praising God. Hopefully that doll baby demonstration worked with her. So far, so good.
It definitely worked for me. Okay?
Yeah.
that and my sister being a teen mom.
Yeah.
So that definitely worked for me. Scared me straight, honey.
Yeah.
I had my child in my early 20s, but I was grown and had been out on my own for about 5 or 6 years. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? And if we have some teenagers watching who have been through it, who may be pregnant now, there's no judgment here, okay? We're just talking about the show. Please understand that ChiChat love you, and ChiChat got your back, okay? We're not downing you. I promise you we're not, okay? Keep watching the show. We love you. All right. Question of the day. Before all the mess with the pandemic, did we like small gatherings or big gatherings? Me personally, I love small gatherings, both before and after. I prefer to just be small, nothing too big, not a whole bunch of people everywhere. But I've got to throw this in real quick. Shout out to the grocery stores who now have signs. Please stay at least 6 feet away from your girl, before and after the pandemic, okay? This is why, for those of you who know me, when I go to the Walmart, my neighborhood all the time, I use a cart. Not that I need it, but to keep the people away from me, okay? Now I want to get that. I wanted to put that, I've been doing that for years, before pandemic time. So I'm grateful that we have signs and that some grocery stores enforce it. If not, your girl Yolanda right now want to have the cart right there between me and you. Now, do we like big gatherings or small gatherings? What do you feel?
I'd rather have a small gathering, small, intimate, with your close friends. How the kids say it now, kickback. Kickback versus a party. It's not a party, Mom. It's a kickback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a small kickback type of person too. Like, I don't like a lot of crowd and stuff like that, just because I can't keep my eyes on everybody. And I can't, like, I was the type of person, like, especially like when I was going out and like clubbing and stuff like that, I couldn't relax unless I had a few drinks. Like, it's something about big crowds and being around a bunch of people. It's just like, I'm like this the whole time. Like, literally, I was like that in the mall, like, not too long ago. That was my first time actually going to the mall in like a year. I have not been to that mall in like a year. And the whole time we were in there, I was just like looking from like left to right, turning around, looking. My mom was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Girl, you just don't understand." You just don't understand. Like, I'm just like, "Can we get out of here now, please?" Like, I don't like a bunch of crowd. I don't.
Yeah. Well, audience, let us know. Y'all know what I'm going to say. Y'all booming, shaking, and popping on what part? The big or the small? Girls here are with the small gatherings, okay? Even before and after the pandemic. Now, we got to talk about something crazy again. What the huh? This week's What the huh is a story that really just blew my mind. So before we get into it, I'm just going to show the video, okay? Let's see a little bit about what your girl is talking about here.
I'm one of the young men who was targeted in the slave trade Snapchat group. Chris Johnson is a 9th grader in the town of Aledo, Texas, west of Fort Worth. He and a fellow black classmate were the targets of racist social media posts that brought him to this moment speaking to the town's school board. It was not a game. I lived here my whole life and know most of the kids and parents here. In March, a group of students at Aledo's 9th grade campus started a slave auction of classmates in a private Snapchat group. A screen grab of the auction became public. Under the racist titles for the group chat, One bid $100 on one student and another offered $1 on Chris would be better if his hair wasn't so bad. At first, the Aledo School District described the chat as cyberbullying with racially charged language, which angered many residents who wondered why it wasn't immediately called out as racist.
We have to get comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Woo. That is crazy.
Now, what the heck is that?
But you know what? It starts in the home. People have to understand it starts in the home. Like, just like they're teaching their kids this hateful, the hate that they're going out and displaying, we have to teach our kids that this type of behavior is out here. Don't let your kids be out here and they don't understand, especially, and you know what, and some people like, oh, it's worse in certain states. No, it's all states. You can't say, don't, you know, it's not here, you know, because it's hate in the Black community, it's hate, you know, in the Southern community, in the Northwest, it doesn't matter. It's hate everywhere. It's hate everywhere. You have to have these conversations with your kids. You have to. Don't let them be blindsided by something like that. You have to have those conversations with your kids.
That is wow.
Isn't that something?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that something? I mean, well, guys, that's the world that we live in, and it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that we live in this crazy world. I hope that, I mean, that's just, excuse me, that's just ridiculous.
It is.
It is ridiculous. That just blew my mind when I saw that. When I just blew my mind. So that is our What the Huh this week. A Texas school holds a slave auction for some fellow students, Black students, bidding $100. Talking about if his hair was better, if his hair was better than it is, then it'd be better. What the hell kind of mess is that? And I'm going to get off this because it just angers me. As a mother, all three of us up here are mothers to Black children. And it pisses me off. Auntie, I know you're watching. I done said a few cuss words during this episode. Please forgive me. Okay? But your niece here gets angry and then it just starts coming out. But shout out to my Aunt Mill in Maryland. She's a faithful watcher of the ChiChat Podcast. We thank you for watching and we love you. Okay? Excuse my language today. All right, now, Sister Girl of the Week. It has to go out to Miss Katie Wright. That is Daunte Wright's mother. This lady held her own at the funeral. She was having a hard time, but she stood up there, and her strength as a woman shined through. And Miss Katie Wright, we want to give you our sincere condolences. All of us are mothers, as we said before, and I can imagine going through what you're going through. But we here at the Chick Chat wants you to know that we support you. We have your back. Okay? Hang in there. I know it has to be difficult. So, Miss Katie Wright, you are our sister girl for this week, okay? All right. Chick faves. Y'all know that not just me, but most of us has been eating and drinking more than we should. I have fell in love with the Twister's juice. Tropic fruit furry is my favorite. You can find them at see, down here in the South we have Piggly Wigglies. I know it's not everywhere, but that's right. we have audience all over the place. Okay, so for those of our audience who are up north, down in the South we got what you call Piggly Wigglies grocery store. Just like in the North we have Giants and stuff like that. But down here, Piggly Wiggly is it for most of us. Look, the best meat. If you come down here to visit, get your steak, hamburger from Piggly Wiggly. All right, so shout out to Piggly Wiggly. That's
she done gave this plug. She done dropped the plug.
That's where I go get my juice. I love them, and I really ain't gotta been drinking them because they're full of sugar. But hey, we're gonna ignore that part and just know that it's good, okay? Now, chick merch. Yes, we have merch. That ain't changed from the last time y'all saw us. We still booming, shaking, and popping over there. We want y'all to support. Okay? We have mugs of all different colors. We have phone cases. We have masks to protect that beautiful body of yours from this pandemic, from this coronavirus. We got all sorts of stuff over there, okay? Head on over to Teesprings/stores/ChiChat. Go up here, support your girls, okay? And then wear our merch around. Now, we just gave away, before we went on hiatus, we gave away a coffee and chill basket for some faithful listeners, for some faithful watchers, okay? If you're not subscribed, do so, because we're going to be doing this throughout the year, okay? We're going to be giving away things throughout the year, and it may be more than just mugs and coffee. Well, we do sip the coffee up here, so that's why it's a coffee, and we do be chilling. So yeah. Coffee and chill basket, but we may do something with masks. However you girls are feeling, we may give out some stuff, okay? We may, I like to share. We may give out some money. We don't know what we're gonna give out. So if you're not subscribed, go and subscribe, okay, to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. And look, I must say this. Shout out to all the new subscribers we have. We got some new subscribers. We have some new followers on YouTube. We have this thing booming, shaking, and popping, okay? And we want to thank y'all so much for joining us. Tell your friends. Now, we advocate mostly for women, but hey, if dudes like to watch us, tell them too, okay? Share the episode. You can find us on Spotify, here on YouTube, and I know that I'm forgetting something.
You said Spotify, YouTube,
we're on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, and we're going to do some talking about starting Twitter. Okay, yeah. So you might find your girls on Twitter. What y'all think? Y'all think we should get on Twitter? Would y'all like to see some tweets from your girls? Let us know. Put something in the comments. Let us know how you feeling about that. Should we boom, shake, and pop over there on Twitter like we're doing on Instagram? Should we boom, shake, and pop on Twitter like we doing on YouTube? Let your girls know, okay? And then again, go and get your merch, all right? Okay, because we reward people for loving us. All right, so that's it. That's our episode. We want to thank you so much for checking your girls out. We love you. We love you for watching. Be sure to join us again next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to our episode of ChiChat. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at ChiChat Podcast.